Manchester United back against Burnley, Premier League game this one, and another massive game for Manchester United because we've got to be getting the 3 points in this one. We've won 8 out of 8 under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and can Manchester United make it 9 wins out of 9? I really do hope so. It's a game on paper that Manchester United should be able to get on the front foot. Burnley are down near the bottom of the Premier League table. We beat them 2-0 away under Jose Mourinho earlier in the season. And I'm confident going into this game to make it 9 wins out of 9. We've got Burnley and then Leicester City up next. That's 2 games that Manchester United should be looking to get points in. And hopefully the form and the fact that Manchester United are all in confident mood can go in Manchester United's favour going into this game. Now, obviously there's going to be changes to the starting lineup for this game. Definitely will be the likes of Sanchez, Lukaku, Bay all come into the fold for that game, and Romero against Arsenal, but I would expect him to change the pack a bit for this game because we've got some difficult games coming up on the horizon around when the FA Cup will obviously resume. We've got the likes of Liverpool and PSG and Arsenal and Man City all up on the horizon over the next month or so. So Manchester United have just got to keep this team fresh, ticking over, and we've got a big squad of players to pick from in the attacking forward line. So it's exciting to see. I mean, against Arsenal, we could have even rotated even more and had other players. I mean, you're not even seeing the likes of Chong, Gomez, Greenwood, who are all fantastic youth products, not even get anywhere near the bench at this moment in time because of the attacking wealth of options that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has, and that's without including the Fellaini's and people like that. So, and Andreas Pereira and Scott McTominay can come into the fold in different areas of the pitch. So we're stacked in midfield and in the forward line at this moment in time. I would expect David De Gea to come back in goal, no doubt about that. The back four, he may well choose to bring Jones back in, but other than that, I would expect Luke Shaw, Lindelof and Ashley Young to remain as the back four. Bay didn't do anything wrong in that game against Arsenal for me, so I wouldn't mind seeing him and Lindelof get a run out in the team in that centre-half positions. Then the midfield pretty much has been picking itself at the moment. Herrera, Matic and Pogba, and then the forward line, he may well choose to go back for Jesse Lingard, Rashford and Martial, but I mean, you can't be opposed to the fact that he could keep one of them other two in attack. Sanchez got himself a fantastic goal, but I would expect him to probably be back on the bench for this game. Lukaku, 2 fantastic assists from a wider position in that first half. So who knows? I mean, you've still got Juan Mata as well. And then that's obviously, as I say, not including the other players that aren't even getting game time. So the attacking options is frightening for Manchester United. Now that is providing Manchester United haven't picked up any injuries. We've been lucky lately. We haven't really got too many injuries. So, I mean, to be honest, Manchester United should be at this moment in time still putting out a very strong lineup, and hope that we get someone in the cup that's of a lesser team in the lower of the Football League, sort of a Championship or League One. Then it will allow Manchester United to maybe rotate the team a little bit more, because obviously Matic, Pogba and Herrera have played a lot of football lately, and we want to keep them fit and fresh around the game times against PSG and Liverpool. So he may at some point choose to rotate one of them and maybe bring in Fred, who hasn't played a lot of football either, Pereira or McTominay, who none of them three have played a lot of football. That's obviously without including Gomez and Fellaini and players like that. It's absolutely frightening, this team at this moment in time. I think Manchester United are going to be alright in this game, to be honest. I mean, Burnley lost 5-0 against Manchester City in the FA Cup. They're not a great team, are they? They don't score so many goals. They're not keeping clean sheets like they were last season. So, to be honest, I can only see Manchester United getting the 3 points in this game, to be honest. And if we can get the 3 points, Arsenal are playing Cardiff. I think Chelsea are away at Bournemouth, if I'm not mistaken. They're games that you would expect them 2 teams to win. But next weekend, Arsenal play Manchester City. So Manchester City do, which you would expect, Manchester City beat Arsenal, then if Manchester United can win our next 2 games, we would at least creep into that 5th position, which would be great, because we've been in 6th position for so long, considering the mess that Jose Mourinho has left Manchester United in. But I'm really excited seeing this forward line that Manchester United is showing at the moment, because we're seeing Jesse Lingard against Arsenal playing in a more of a number 10 sort of role as well at times, in a central role, which I think is great for Jesse Lingard, because really he isn't a wide man, he's more of a number 10 guy, but obviously he played a lot of football out wide, can interchange. We've obviously seen Lukaku play out wide in that game. I mean, you'd never have seen that under Jose Mourinho, and got 2 fantastic assists. That first one was absolutely great. It deceived me completely. I wasn't expecting him to do that, put that ball through for Alexis Sanchez. So there's a lot of interchanging going on between Manchester United's forward line, and I know a lot of people still want to see Manchester United get a right-sided winger or forward in the team, but I think we have enough options going forward. If you try in the likes of Tai Chong, who scored 2 goals against PSG under 23s on Friday, if you throw in players like that on top of it, then I think the forward line is enough, because if we do get a specialist right-sided forward, then someone is going to have to leave Manchester United. And I think with the interchange of players that we've got at the moment, we're getting through okay at Manchester United. We're scoring goals, we're winning games. Obviously, it may be readdressed in the summer, but if we do get a wide right player in at Manchester United, some players are going to have to leave to accommodate him in and around the first team or on the substitutes bench, because Mata and people like, obviously, Chong's not getting enough game time, and next season Chong will need to be getting sort of 15-20 games if he is to progress as a Manchester United player, which may end up seeing him or Gomez go out on loan, when obviously Gomez has come into the fold for Manchester United. He's often played out in a wider area, which isn't his natural game, which isn't Jesse Lingard's natural game either, but obviously it's nice to see when players interchange and that on the pitch, and it gives Manchester United a lot of options. I mean, we've still got Rashford that likes to be playing central in the team, but obviously he can interchange as well, go out in wide areas as well. He's played a lot of his football out in wide areas. And Martial, who grabbed himself that finishing goal in the game against Arsenal, seems to be banging the goals in against the big boys of late. He's played the majority of his football out wide, but could also play in a central position if needed. So we've got so many options in attack at the moment at Manchester United. So I'm confident that Manchester United are going to get the job done in this game. I'm going to say Manchester United win this game 2-0. I don't really see Burnley threatening Manchester United enough in this game to get over the line. I mean, the defence isn't great for Manchester United. There's still a lot of work to be done on that defence, but if we could get Eric Bailly and Lindelof a run of games in the team, because Smalling's obviously injured and Rojo's still injured and Jones is probably a few minutes away from an injury. If we could get them two playing well at centre half between now and the end of the season, the confidence might build, and we're not letting nowhere near as many goals in as under Jose Mourinho. Obviously Ashley Young is still a weak point, but I didn't think he was terrible against Arsenal, done okay. So the defence might improve as the season progresses with them two, Eric Bailly and Lindelof at the back. If they could build that partnership at the back, that might really help Manchester United and give us confidence. Obviously, we could also bring Delo into that right-back position at some point in time. It does, though, look like Antonio Valencia and Darmian will be on their way. So could we see any of the youth players come into the fold at full-back if Manchester United do get any injuries, if them two are given the hee-haw at Manchester United and kicked out the team now, because Manchester United are better than that. I mean, Antonio Valencia's been a good servant to Manchester United, but we need better in them full-back positions going forward. I thought Luke Shaw was fantastic against Chelsea. Hopefully he can continue that run of form as well. But we might be alright to get through to the end of the season and then make the necessary additions to the squad. I don't think Manchester United are too far away, to be honest. I think one or two world-class signings in the summer could change Manchester United's fortune. So I do think we've got a very good attacking team, and we may be able to challenge for the title. I mean, if it hadn't been for Jose Mourinho, could Manchester United have challenged for the title this season, or at least been in a position where Spurs are? Maybe. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game this coming Tuesday. Hopefully Manchester United can get the victory and just keep winning. If we keep winning, we'll see where it takes us. I'm sure if Manchester United keep playing at the level we are playing at, I'm sure and confident that Manchester United can get in the top four. Chelsea aren't playing particularly well themselves, but are still winning enough games and are not letting too many goals in. Arsenal are very inconsistent, and Spurs at the moment aren't playing aren't playing well at all. So I'm confident Manchester United can still get in this top four. I'm going to go for Manchester United winning the game 2-0. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.